Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast for me, host Imperial Dane. The one and only Master Propaganda. We're off here to a 1v1 on, you guessed it, road to Tunis. In the west stands Sir John Harington himself, fighting here for the British Empire, the Commonwealth. Starting out with the 7th Armoured Division, the Desert Rats. In the east stands the German army here, the Fallschirmjaegers Ramke, under the command of Ace Hess, fighting here for the German army. So off to those who are here, as always, on this map. And a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for continuing and generous support of the Propagandacast for their charming support. And a big thanks to those handsome devils who keeps commenting and, just liking my videos. Helps out with engagement, which helps the YouTube algorithms get the video out to more people. So, triple Sappers out here for Sir John Harington, going aggressive there with the Sten guns in the face of the German army, versus Fallschirmjaegers, Kettenkrats, which have been upgraded and cause regular pioneers. And Sir John Harington here going for not just 3 but 4 Sappers, and he's gone for the British Armoured Battle Group, which certainly allows him to take a bit more value out of them if he goes for the engineered attachments, makes them both cheaper to train but also to reinforce. So this can really allow him to go for some Sapper heavy builds. Also likely means, of course, the Crusader anti-aircraft tank and either the Churchill tank or the Churchill Black Prince. Fallschirmjaeger hard to work here, even as the British Marines just sand back the position themselves. There you go, those shots fired. Fallschirmjaeger managed to get the car ready. The Sappers are close again. Definitely moving in with the Sten guns. Closing in those bloody Germans, but they are taking damage in the process here. Already down to half health. Up close though. Still, they pack a lot of damage here with the Sten guns. Fallschirmjaeger, they're putting through them. Ultimately forced away here though. Kettenkrats rushing northwards. MD42, they're arriving for Ace Hess, and in the south here, Pioneers moving forwards as the Kettenkrats swing around here, going for very deep northern flank here, perhaps hoping to draw the Sappers away from the front line by threatening to be a real nuisance at the rear lines. Section command post out there for Sir John Harington, Kettenkrat just rushing through here, smashing through crates of munitions, but not the tent. That would be rude. Jürgen! Oh, I'm only me, but I have to make the right decision. I will go not through the tent, but through all of these ammunition crates. That will surely be much softer. Machining where the catch and Sappers trying to mine the fuel pin already here. Bold aggressively, of course, by Sir John Harington. But if you're going for a build like this with a lot of Sappers, laying down a lot of mines does make sense. And of course, on the other end, it also makes sense then for Ace Hess to go for some early mine sweepers. Then again, it's got the Fallschirmjaeger, and they do have mine sweepers automatically. Anyway, Sappers almost taken out here in a blaze of German glory. More airdrops here for the Germans. Likely more Fallschirmjaeger here for Ace Hess. Sappers closing the Pioneers. Overwhelmed though by the sheer numbers of the Sten gun wielding Sappers here. The Sten gun was basically a simplified version of the Lanchester submachine gun, which in itself was a simplified, was a copy of the German MP28 submachine gun. Was it the MP34? Although one of those two. Kettenkrats followed by the Sappers. And they would, of course, throughout the war make several versions of the Sten gun, some for various purposes, some just to make them overall just better and easier to make. But there's also the Mark V, which is sort of more of a paratrooper version. Some nice scripts on it. Little fun fact there. Sappers closing the Fallschirmjaeger here. Now they got a bigger C for Sir John Harington. Sappers close again. Again, no Fallschirmjaeger, unless he can keep the distance here, though, will get beaten up close here by the Sappers, so he's going to have to withdraw here. Could see the engineered attachments now here for Sir John Harington. Still, the heavy Sapper build is definitely forcing here Ace Hess a bit onto the defensive here. Vicker's almost done here. He's doing his best to try and disrupt and slow down the economy, but it's not quite going smoothly for him. And again, his Kettenkrat, which also help meant to push for map control, is being kept in check by the sheer number of Sappers. So things aren't quite going smoothly. We've got a second MD42 team out, and there we go, engineered attachments. That means cheaper to build and cheaper to reinforce Sappers. So they're going down to 165 manpower. Sappers have caught by the cutoff point. Another vacancy for Sir John Harington. In a sense, they're kind of going for slightly similar builds, and they're going to machine guns and large units, say Sapper / Pioneer units. Though obviously there's a bit of difference there in quality and now also significant difference in cost. Fallschirmjaeger again on the cutoff point here, really doing his best to slow down his opponent's fuel economy, and for that matter, rest of the economy. Definitely not a bad move at all. Very savvy there by Ace Hess. Though you definitely should be careful not to get his Fallschirmjaeger wiped. He's also at this point going to need some healing because those Fallschirmjaeger are really low on health. They're just going to end up being a massive bleed on his manpower. Here, though, we could see an opportunity here. If he pops into the building, he could just pop a satchel charge into the building, clear it out. Yes, slip there by Sir John Harrington. Around Fallschirmjäger, you do want to be careful around buildings because otherwise you get the Luftwaffe surprise, which is a satchel charge through the front door. So with that, machine gun immediately wiped there. 2 thumbs up there to Aces. Did you see the look on their faces? Yeah, especially when they got blown clean off. I won't ever forget this even with years of therapy. I'm coping with this in a not very healthy manner. Anyways, MD4 to the Vickers here. Machine gun moving from north here, catching here. So John Harrington and the Sappers of the 7th Armored Division in a bit of an awkward spot here. Vick has been caught between 2 MD42s. And we got here the Flak 30 on there, the Flieger Abwehrkanone 30. On the way there for Ace Hess. Vickers is about to get wiped out. This is really turning out roughly there, though, for Sir John Harrington. Almost losing his second Vickers there in a row. And, of course, things are only going to get more uncomfortable for him as we get here the Flak 30 on the field. Their Sappers are around it, point blank versus the MD42. The results were quite gruesome for the British soldiers as they were met with about 900 to 1200 rounds per minute. You may ask, why do I put it like that? Well, the official number was 200 rounds per minute, and it could do that. But the thing is, as the war went on, they would insert heavier bolts to lower down the rate of fire of the MD42 because, as it turns out, the machine gun couldn't really handle 1200 rounds per minute too well. So they basically just lowered the rate of fire, and of course, it was still really, really good. It also didn't really detract from it because, again, it was still accurate, still really fast to, fire off, and crucially just, easier to make than the MG34. March go off in the Sappers here. Lewis and Jenkins there suddenly found themselves missing their feet. Flak 30 here getting flanked by the Sappers. Some more infantry, a good move here for Ace Hess. There goes Sappers, the Flak 40, getting the saving Pride Ryan treatment there. Humber out here. Machine's getting flanked here. That's it. The Humber, of course, needs to cover around the Flak 30. Sappers something right up. There we go. Rear shots into the Humber, almost taking out the heavy armored cannon, and the Sappers go down. Heavy blows into the 7th Armored Division is then caught in a torrent of automatic fire, the likes of which they were definitely not trained for. Kent up north being hunted down by British forces. Back here troop reinforcing. Still no healing. Could go for some Fallschirmjaegers actually now. That could be an idea here. So that we do get some Jaegers here for SS and the Fallschirmbrigade Ramke, which was really the only airborne unit of the Germans in North Africa. There would be 2 Italian parachute divisions, but from the German Fallschirmjägers, there's really only brigade-size formation there. Fun fact. Flak 30 here moving about. Up and in here, the Flak 30. Definitely be careful not to get that too exposed, as the crew doesn't really have a gun shield thing to go down very fast, in particular if they get flanked here. As we're seeing here, that set gets close to the base. Jaegers with the Panzerschreck, machine sitting up here. Humber getting slightly more stuck in a sticky position. That said, despite some of Sir John Harrington's issues, he still retains a good victory point lead over his opponent. Yeah, fast Humber there. Not something you see too often, in particular versus the DAC. The Panzerjägers at 250 manpower very much just render this non-viable versus the Wehrmacht. You can make it work. And here we have to see him use the withdraw and refit ability. Just pull it back there, move for Stuarts. An interesting strat here, which you really can't execute without, the armoured battle group here. 2 thumbs up to Sir John Harrington. Withdraw and refit is in many ways one of the British greatest advantages. In the way you can just, allow to go heavy and light vehicles, and then you can just later on call them back and shift upwards. In this case, allow him to rush out the Humber and immediately just set it out there for a Stuart light tank, for example, here. So, sharp play there. Still no sign of any sort of more infantry or besides the Jaegers. Assault troops here, Sappers there, and the Vig's been caught in the German assault Fallschirmjäger, backed up in for 2, trying to charge in, but they being met with resurgent persistence here by the British forces. Sending seat for the Fallschirmjäger, Flak 30 on the move, more Jaegers on the way here for Ace Hess. Still no Fallschirmjäger. Bit of a shame there, but I'm guessing he wants to rely on the Panzerschreck here. Of course, that does have some disadvantages. It will shut down Stuarts, but say, that Sir John Harrington goes for Matildas or Churchill tanks, at which point the Jaegers do struggle a fair bit, I find. Up north here, the Sappers struggling even more. It's up against the MD42 and the Flak 30 here, and the Fallschirmjäger. There you go, Flak 30, there was 20 mm of cannon there moving about. Sappers around the Pioneers. course, later the Flak 30 would be upgraded to the Flak 38, which was basically the same gun, but with a gun shield on it. And of course, there's the Flak 38 flak feeling, which just, you know, had 4 guns instead of 1. And before just the Sappers, catching in a bad spot, we got the Stuart light tank rushing in and the M3. Got the survival package, which is always quite handy for the Stuarts. Second Jaeger squad ready here with Panzerschrecks for SS. Back to Sir John Harrington. In the background, we got Sir Basil Cattington moving about here. Vickers caught the foot in the Jaegers now, G41s and Sir Panzerschreck. They didn't really, I think, have the G43 ready for North Africa, but they would have had his predecessor, the G41, which is like not nearly as good, obviously. Machine gun caught in a bit of a bad spot here. And Flak 30 in the move again here. Cadcraft there. Doing too much. We got 473 versus 364. Jaegers pursuing the Stuart light tank here. We got another one on the way here. I would say it's a bit bold to an extent here by Sir John Harrington, knowing his opponents are going for a bunch of Panzerschrecks as Stuarts. In my experience, at least, tend to be a bit vulnerable. That's not to say they're going to be completely useless, but you have to be careful. Flak 30, they're keeping up the pressure here.
Enemies pushing the line.
And a lot of these lower caliber flak guns were towards, you know, the end of the war being used more in ground support roles on shooting aircraft, because as aircraft started flying high and become more armored, these kind of guns just became less effective against them. But obviously infantry can't fly higher, and they can't exactly get more armored against the Flak 30, so, you know, they would see increasing usage against, you know, ground targets like that.
Sector overrun.
Jaegers reinforcing. We got a second Flak 30 here on the way for SS. Obviously, the Flak 30 does need turning down a bit there. They did need to make it as survival as they did, but that happens. Anyways, machine being swarmed here. Double sword push here by Sir John Harrington and the 7th Armour. Sir Basil Caddington there, walking around in the background, looking for a place to sleep. Meanwhile, hard armoured push here by the British. Jaegers still ready here to provide support, clean drop smoke here if necessary. Flak 30 moving up here, Flak 30 covering the center. That's 2 machine guns, 2 Flak 30s, 2 Jaegers. I'm guessing next is probably going to be a move towards the Panzer Company here and Panzers. As for Sir John Harrington, I'm guessing Crusade anti-aircraft tanks and Churchills, maybe a Black Prince, we'll have to see. Vickers there, though, being caught in a deadly storm of flak fire there, almost losing everyone except for Jenkins. Meanwhile, 6-pounder gun here from Sir John Harrington, obviously concerned about enemy armor. Hitting him anytime soon, so he wants to be ready. We also got a regular section out here, though, of course, does fall a bit short in the face of the Flak 30 here. Up north here, we got the Mortar Corps with the Info 2 team. Less ideal here for Sir John Harrington. Could deploy smoke there, though. Stuart's being caught by the Flak 30 and the Jaegers. Finally, he's right, laying down mines there, and the Stuart's about to hit them. I know, I think he saw through it. I mean, he noted his opponent had his units like in heavy cover. His cover. Oh! I don't know if it was the pathing or misclick or what it was, but the Stuart just, yeah, that was the pathing. Unfortunately, while it is definitely gotten better, there's still some oddities that crop up from time to time, like that. MD4 the remains of possession. That's honestly a bad call here by the Ace Hess here, and could result in a wipe here, and then Sir John Harrington and the British Empire get themselves an MD42 unless Ace Hess here gets absurdly lucky, which apparently he is. Jaegers on the car, point caught though by the Vickers, routed. Got the MU-42, but can he get his hands on it? I'm not so sure about that due to the sheer proximity to the opponent's base, more crucially, the opponent's Flak 30, which is close to Veteran 2 already. Worth noting, the officers' quarters here, but we do get the Panzer Company on the way there. And note that, I would certainly, with 2 Jaeger squads and 2 Flak 30s, I honestly think there's some merit in going for the officers' quarters here. Partly, of course, get them to Venture 1 fast, but also because they can then get the other veterans here much faster. Fallschirmjaegers, they're being ripped apart here. Definitely a slip here by SS, and that's a wipe. So it might cost here Sappers, which, I mean, it's still been a sense of positive trade, but I don't think Sir John Harrington is kind of in the position where he wants to be like doing those kind of trades. Meanwhile, Panther 4 there for SS, the Panzerkampfwagen 4, and in support from the 21st Panzerdivision, 4th Panzer Company. Another section out. No tech yet. Mortars again to help deal with all these support weapons. I mean, his opponent's going for, shows here, more slow creeping approach in some respects with 2 flak 30s and 2 MG42s. So it does make sense to bring in mortars to counter them. It does also feel like he might just be holding out here for something a bit more Churchill-shaped. And I mean the tank, not the Prime Minister.
Mortar tube and crew are available.
Second mortar ready. Looks like we found him. I think they found us too. Well, that's besides the point. Panther 4 ready here for SS and the Fallschirmbrigade Ramke. Let's pop out his perspective. Good call in Fallschirmjaegers, but so far he does not seem to be a big fan of them, sadly. You could of course also at this point just go for Starstruben. Stuart there taking heavy damage from the Panzerschrecks here, the Raketen, Panzerbuchse. No machine guns here, just mortars, meaning there's no real way of stopping the Jaegers. You've got Mortar Fire that rain down death on the machine gun team there, evaporating the crew. But the Sappers, though, are being met with a storm of destruction and get absolutely pulverized here by SS and the Fallschirmbrigade Ramke. Machine gun, though, did get wiped here. But that can be crude, the Sappers can't. Unless he's a necromancer. Reiki section flanking in here, but yeah, I think that's a bad call here because he's doing it right in front of the flak 30 and the crude machine gun here. Yeah, that's a wipe. I don't know entirely sure what he was doing there. Maybe it was a misclick, maybe forgot, but they definitely got pulverized and perforated. Still, he's got a good victory point lead. It's obviously not all doom and gloom here for AZ or for Sir John Harrington, but you know, casualties are starting to creep up here. The mistakes are starting to become a bit more costly at this stage again. In fact, there's... Oh, yeah. Almost had a wipe there as well. Do not sleep on the flak 30. It's really good. Honestly, it was really good before they buffed it. It was just... It really hadn't seen part of the meta game, and then suddenly people realized, hang on, this is good. And then suddenly, and then they buffed it because at that point they just, you know, couldn't quite change things up there. So yeah, double flak 30 in that Vickers absolutely evaporated the flak crew. I mean, they got deleted. Oh, the Immortal forwards here. So John Harrington, I think, is definitely feeling a bit of the stress and the pressure here against ACES and all these flak 30s. Almost got the Panther 4 here, though. That would be huge here for Sir John Harrington if he can take it up, but no. Ace Hess here is now able to save it, but he doesn't save the Stuart. It goes down. Southside machine gun pushing forwards here. Really looking rough now for the British. They've suffered immense casualties without really inflicting anything now at this stage on the same level as the Germans. Though it is worth noting, Ace Hess has lost all his Fallschirmpioniere. Hasn't replaced them. He's just replaced them with the Pioneers, and you know hasn't considered any Fallschirmjägers. So he's really pushing ahead now, I think. And these flak 30s are definitely proven to be a core part of this. Picks up the Panther 4.
Weapon crew on standby.
6-pounder gun here to deal with the Panther 4s. Definitely holding up for something, but I think at this point he's more likely setting up for Churchill tanks because I think trying to go for Black Prince right now for Sir John Harrington would be suicidal. I mean, even trying to hold up for the Churchill tanks regularly is going to be a bit tough here. But it is doable, I think. But it's going to definitely be with some risks involved here. But they're firing at the Jaegers here. It's like, where are the mortars firing? Sappers here caught by the MD42 team in the south. North here, Recce section slowly moving forward. We've got double flak 30s. Also known as the Russian greeting. Southside here, south of the MD42. Mortars firing away at the MD42. Again, double mortars can definitely do a lot of damage here to the machine guns fast. Combining ults with smoke to save the Sappers. Thumbs up there, nice combo. Second Panther 4 ready. Of course, at this point, it would also be a strong idea to consider some side skirts here to make the Panther 4s even tougher. 6-pounder gun being pushed back. So we've got 284 to 394. ESS is starting to close the gap between the two, but there's still a fair ways to go. And there we go, armored side skirts, 2 thumbs up. The Schutzen. Maschinengewehren, and of course die Flieger ab der Kanone nehmen vorwärts. And for engaging, 6 pounding going to be caught up with the Flak 30s. Flak 30 is quite good at dealing with support weapons like that, actually, I find. Other things, I mean, I suppose if you are dealing with, like, you know, entertainers being just moved about like that, one object, be going for some Flak 30s so that way counter them. As they can really rip through them. And there goes Sex being caught in an absolute torrent of death that's going to traumatize any survivors. One moment, Jenkins was there. The next, he was everywhere. Oh, that sounds nice. No, it wasn't.
We have command point that require you.
Well, that said, he makes a big mistake of bunching up so close to an opponent's double mortars. And we can see Sir John Harrington is reaping a grim harvest here. Just German flak crews and machine gunners all over the place. Somehow the flak crews do survive, and had they not been buffed, I'm fairly certain both flak guns would have been utterly wiped here. Strafing on in there from a SS. Whoops, I thought it was Sir John Harrington's perspective. Yeah, he's got the Churchill there close, but he's certainly got a bit of work ahead of him here. The Flak 30s are really doing some heavy lifting here, though, for SS. They are doing some intensely heavy lifting. And, of course, the crews are lifting the guns. There's an additional fun fact about flak guns, but the vast majority of them would have actually been under control of the Luftwaffe, as they would actually operate the vast majority of flak units, as they were under, you know, the job was also not just to operate the aircraft, they were also there to operate anti-aircraft guns. So while, you know, various army units and SS units had their own smaller flak detachments, the vast majority of flak guns and flak crews would have been very much under control of Luftwaffe. Fun fact. Totally called in the center. We got 324 to 184. He's closing on those Churchill tanks here. 6 pounding coming flanked with the Pioneers. Mortars going at it. Pioneers there, close to being snuffed out. And there you go, Churchill infantry tank out here. There's an additional fun fact about Churchill tanks. But it was actually a Churchill tank that took out a Tiger tank, one of the first Tiger tanks in North Africa. Little fun fact. Up north here, Sappers, the Vickers here. And there you go, Pioneers in the face of a lumbering land ship. The British monstrosity of steel and engineering. South side here, Pantherforce the section here. 6 pound and the Pantherforce as well here. Definitely needs to get that Pantherforce to safety before it gets wrecked. Of course, the armored outskirts does provide it with more time to get out of there, but you know, there's only so much time those armored outskirts can buy. Meanwhile, the center Flak 30 is getting bunched up. He's kind of just aiming in a blob-ish formation, which is definitely fairly risky with those mortars about. The only way this could have been even worse move is his opponent had not gone for armored, but in artillery, in which case the airburst shells could really just threaten to wipe them instantly. Section, though, is just getting crushed here. Oh, that was just a massacre. Still, the mortar crew suffering heavily. Got a strafe. Oh, Lotta called in here. Almost got the flak crews here. Mortar crew being hit by the Luftwaffe with the flak guns. I'm finally going down. He's 6 pound up in the Panther 4. It is an absolute brutal, relentless push here from SS. He clearly is not giving a toss about his own men. Panther 4 down. Churchill tank lumbering through there. Jaegers trying to stop with a Panther strike, but finding the Churchill tank being obviously a bit tougher to take down here. Heavy losses for SS and the Fallschirmjäger at Amke now. I think he's dropping against either some Fallschirmjägers or Fallschirm Pioneers just to crew that Flak 30 before Sir John Harrington gets his hands on it, at which point SS is going to be in a really bad spot, and particularly like, holy smokes, this is just turning utterly catastrophic for him right now. There you go, Fallschirm Pina dropped down by the Flak 30 here, going for the carve point. 6 pound already. We got a mortar team lying about there in the base. Churchill tank being forced bit back here. Jaegers moving in, machine gun now opening up on the retreating wreckage section. So John Harrington's infantry is almost entirely dead. Like, he suffered some immense losses. At this point, he can also consider going for recon artillery, which I think would help him out a bit here versus his opponent. Another Churchill tank, but he really badly needs infantry as well here, and needs more sappers, honestly. Of course, good for him, though, he can get them pretty cheap-ish. So, Flak 30, they being hauled back with the Fallschirm Pioneer. You could also, I think, if you still had the Kernkrat, just driven it in and just hold it away there. As the Kernkrat can tow empty weapons. Abandoned weapons. Little fun fact there, by the way. Jaegers being pushed back here by the double Churchill tank here. So, of course, this leaves a bit of a challenge now for Ace Hesse in the face of Sir John Harrington, and the Jaegers go wiped. I mean, one option at this point would actually be to go for the support elements upgrade and then get in Martyrs to help deal with the Churchill tanks. They do have good penetration, rate of fire, and damage, as long as you just keep something in front of them to, like, absorb the hits. So, say the Panther Force backed up by Martyrs could take on these Churchill tanks. In fact, I've had some success personally with that. But anyways, machine caught in a bad spot here. So John Harrington's vengeance is afoot here, as Germans are now being crushed in numbers. And we still got a Kenkrat, that ace level heavily damaged. Flak 30 being moved forwards here, backed up the machine gun crews. Other Flak 30 there being moved forwards as well here. Another Panther ready. Kenkrat finally bites dust. Yeah, no officers' quarters whatsoever from him. Not here, but again, like, the Panther Force would all significantly benefit from it. Oh, the Flak crew here with the Fallschirmjäger machine caught here by the double Churchills. And it's really not a great spot here for Ace Hesse because, again, he lacks, a serious threat here to the Churchill tanks. And they're backed up by 6-pounder guns, and the Panther Force is not in a great spot here either. 6-pounder here flanking the Panther Force. Do get a Flak 30, then the MD-42 flanking that 6-pounder gun. But the other Panther Force driving straight into the jaws of the lion here, or in this case, the jaws of the Prime Minister. And he loses a Panther 4. Oh, God. He managed to actually grab the 6-pounder gun and turn it against here to John Harrington. Meanwhile, the 6-pounder crew machine gun being absolutely pulverized. His support weapon handling, though, is a bit, in need of some improvement here, I think. 6-pounder net turning around. Team machine guns. Flak 30's moving in here. And the 6-pounder gun crew goes down. He could try and button here, but without anything to really do the damage, it's not going to matter. Flak 30's trying to get out of here. Panther 4 need repairs. It's a complete mess for the Germans now. What a chaotic match here. Flak 30, by the way, is close to the ace level, but it's also close to expiring now. Panther 4 number 2 goes down. A massive blunder here. He's calling in the Luftwaffe. He just lost all of his Panzers, and crucially, none of the Churchills have far gone here. They could try and button here, but he isn't buttoning. Or the ability may not have worked, I don't know. Mortar firing down here in the support weapon crews. Air support raining down death here. Churchill tank, though, should be able to escape. He deploying smoke. Nice work there. South side, German force moving forward. 6-pounder gun exposed. He definitely is going to need to grab those 6-pounder guns. And there you go. One down here, strafed by a Luftwaffe pilot. What an absolutely chaotic mess of a match here. He says that I think definitely getting a bit too overconfident. We got artillery loader here in the machine gun forcing it back. Flak 30's trying to shoot it down. Grabbing the 6-pounder gun there. Very necessary here for Ace Hesse. Still no Fallschirmjägers though. 6-pounder guns are being seized by the Pioneers. Need to get to safety. So for this, he doesn't have 200 tank guns, which does mean the Churchill tanks are suddenly a little less safe here for Sir John Harrington. It also means the Panther 4's a bit safer because now they're German anti-tank guns. South charge here in the section. He's not... Oh, God, he was about to say he's not paying attention. But he was. So he's got, like, a lot of towed weapons, though. Like, 2 Flak 30s, 2 6-pounder guns. Got mortar loader here against the Fallschirmjäger in the south. Churchill tank setting out again. Like 30's machine gun setting out here. A lot of reinforcements needed here for Ace Hesse versus John Harrington. And I imagine he wants to go for more Panther 4s opposite at some point as well. Got the southern victory bomb. We got 216 versus 167. And we got a Crusader anti-aircraft tank here, sneaking in something a bit fast and mobile now to assist the Churchill tanks here. Those Fallschirmjäger could go down here to the Buffos wielding Crusader anti-aircraft tank. Route it. Like a 6-pounder gun sitting out here. Second Churchill tank good to go. We got 215 versus 167. 6-pounder guns lining up here. Flak 30 moving up there. Good in the Crusader anti-aircraft tank. Flak 30 opening up. He could try and button them actually, which would of course work quite well with these 6-pounder guns. It would appear that ASS just doesn't believe in buttoning things. At least he hopefully believes in buttoning up his shirt. But anyways, moving forwards here. Northern point mixes with the wreckage section. Over to Sir John Harrington again.
We have 200 points remaining.
Bit of quiet here in the German base otherwise.
We're losing a victory point.
Mass support weapon move here. Pioneers taking heavy fire there. Mortars lining up here. South's being under fire. We got the Crusader tank here from the 6-pounder guns here, but they're so bunched up. Honestly, this is... Again, if it's up against Indian artillery, the airburst shell would just absolutely just win the game right then and there. This is so risky in a lot of respects, honestly. Almost feels like he's somewhat disrespecting his opponent there. There you go. Churchill tank being slammed by 6-pounder gun fire here. Mort being caught by the MD-42 and the Fallschirm Pioneer up north here. We got the Vickers here flanking the wreckage section, the trenches on the south side. The German advance continues. Flak 30s. Back up the Pioneers here. 6-pounder guns continuing their push on the Churchill tanks here. And there you go. Tillilot called in here on ASS support weapons. South side. Sappers are about to have an absolutely nightmare of a situation. Of course, the Flak 30s also opening up in the aircraft. Oh, 6-pounder guns being cleared out here. Ah, it's getting so messy again. 6-pounder crews there wiped out. Luftwaffe stripes called in as Sappers are being demolished here. Sappers wiped out. We got an ace Flak 30 here, by the way. From Ace Hess. You don't see those often, honestly. Aircraft, though, so far surviving. A lot of flak fire there. In from the ace gun. Oh, there we go. And of course, in the great tradition of all reconnaissance aircraft, is filled with dynamite.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Big blow there, the two Ace has here by Sir John Harrington with both his anti-tankers cleared out there. Well, technically, Sir John Harrington's anti-tank cleared up. You know, details. Pushing forward here before he can recruit them. Smart move here. Flak 30 setting up here. Crusader anti-aircraft tank, though. But close range versus the Flak 30s. Not that they can do a lot, but they can still, like, get in some hits. Units are being absolutely crushed here. Yeah, there's a Flak 30s are large what's keeping in the fight at this point.
We've 100 points left.
No sign of Panther 4. No attempted Mardis. We got a Dingo?
We're losing the munitions point.
We got 94s to 27. At least in this regard, Ace Hesnard still has a victory point lead. But I feel like it is a very tenuous lead, in particular as it's now sending his Flak 30s head on into the Churchill tank like this, which honestly seems, well, a bit suicidal. Maybe I'm wrong here. Dinger out. Flak 30 wiped. Second Flak 30 is about to get knocked out. And there's again his ace crew there, which really did a lot of work for him. Maybe he's just throwing the towel into the ring. He's just throwing his men here. He's calling another Panther 4, but at this point he's just getting everything he's got killed. Yeah, I think this might more or less be GG. And now we got the British with a Flak 30. Pioneers being met here. Churchill running forwards. It's a complete and utter massacre now of the Germans. Their units are getting turned into a fine pulp, as they're getting completely demolished here by Sir John Harrington and the 7th Armoured Division. Panther 4's arrived, but it's really arrived at a time where it just can't do much here, I think, against the British. Panther 4 dashing in there. Like, he's got a few units left. That's the machine guns, actually. All of his infantry support units are gone otherwise. And he's got a Panther 4 here, which is about to get knocked out as well. 78 is on 96. Down he goes. Calling in something. But at this point, I don't know why he's doing this. Guess he's just trying to waste his opponent's time, maybe, hoping that his opponent makes a mistake. I don't know. There we go. GG, game over. A loss here for the Germans, a victory for the British. A brutal fight here, but ACES, I think, definitely got too confident at certain points with his Flak 30s. Misplayed them a bit. They're likely to get hammered with the mortar fire. Also, crucially lost his tank there. I think that was one of those big mistakes they made. And also, I think a lack of, heavy assault infantry to back it all up. Also, I think made it easier for Sir John Howard to get a bit back. But also just a lack of, Mardis or something else, really deal with those Churchill tanks. So, some mistakes as things started to go wrong for Ace Hess, and just things fell apart after that. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, tell a friend, tell a family, but not your enemies. This is Imperial Cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Cheers, everyone.